Okay, today we're going to feature this 1979 RD400 Daytona Special. It's a resto mod, and we're going to tell you all about the modifications and the specs on those and what it all cost. And we're going to ride a little bit. We're going to pop some wheelies and do some drag racing and some roll-ons. I think you're really going to like this. Okay, Charlie, so we're going to dive right in.
Okay. So this is a 1979 Daytona Special, the last year, the air-cooled two-strokes. And I bought this bike with 3,000 miles on it, and it had been sitting since 1982. And it has a powder-coated frame and powder-coated swing arm. Anything black has been powder-coated. The side covers, the frame, the swing arm. The pipes are HVC pipes with aluminum cans. It has 32 millimeter VM slides. It's got air filters.
Those aren't unis.
Nope. And then it's got some mild porting. The head has been cut with O-ring so that it doesn't have the stock cylinder head gasket. And this bike has been mildly ported, and it absolutely runs and sounds amazing. What I like about this bike is that they made changes to the last year. They tilted the gauges back and they added some features to it. A lot of things got blacked out. The rear back fender's black, the headlight bucket's black, and it's got a painted fender, factory with the stripe on it. This is a new style of braking system for this year. They have skinnier mags. The mags are cut and they're lighter, much lighter than the 76, 77,
Oh, really?
or 78.
I didn't know that.
And it has.
It's because it's a race bike.
It's a race bike. Yep.
So let me ask you a few questions about it.
Okay.
So the crankshaft, do you put the crankshaft together yourself?
My son at GRA Two Strokes built a hybrid crank out of a 1A1, which is a 76, 77, 78 crank, because Daytonas were known to crack in the middle and break. And so this is a hybrid crank. The center section is a 1A1, and the outer sections are a 2VO Daytona crank. So it's called a hybrid crank.
Okay, all right.
It's got Pro Cross pistons in it for a Banshee.
Pro Cross?
Pro Cross.
Pro Cross.
Pro Cross pistons for a Banshee. And the cylinders have been ported. It has stock ignition.
So yeah, what kind of shocks you got on it?
They're YSS fully adjustable shocks on this bike. And you can two up on this bike just fine, or you can ride single and solo.
Yeah. Let's see it. YSS. So I'm going to ask you about some prices on this stuff.
Okay.
So how much were the pipes?
The pipes were $975 plus $150 for shipping from HVC, and they're no longer produced.
Okay.
And the paint job on this bike is $1,400. The sticker kit is about $120. The powder coating was $450. And
The piston kit?
the piston kit is in the range of over $200 for the bore, and the pistons are about $250. Tires are brand new. It's
Yeah.
got
What do you run? You
Bridgestones,
run Bridgestones?
Bridgestones,
Yeah.
and they're about $130 for the front, $150 for the back. I got most of my stuff from HVC Cycle or Economy Cycle, and then Yombits also provides a lot of stuff.
The shocks, did I ask you about how much you paid for shocks?
$325.
$325.
Yeah.
The carbs, so those are oversized carbs, right?
They are, and these are 32 millimeter VM McCuney round
Right.
slides.
Did you get those from Sudco?
We did.
Okay.
And then we have to, on the other side is a oil inlet for the 2-cycle oil, because I run a pump.
Yeah, okay. You still run a pump?
Yep. And it's got a crossover tube. And this particular set was cut down to fit a stock manifold.
A little shorter on the spigot.
It's the same size, but it was turned on a lathe where it was cut.
Oh,
it was
a little
cut
smaller
down
diameter.
to fit the stock one.
Okay.
But now they're producing larger intake manifolds.
Okay. Okay. And the basic pod filter, it's not a uni filter. I'm not sure what the brand is.
It's a type of unipod.
Okay.
But as far as jetting, I'm running 280 mains, 42.5 pilots with a 2.5 slide. And it has one reeds off of YZ80, so a single reed instead of it's got one on each side up and down, but it's one pedal. It's
one
not
pedal,
dual.
one pedal upper, one pedal lower,
Yeah.
in each reed block.
Yeah.
Okay. What's do you remember what nozzle and needle profile you run?
I have it written down. Not off the top of my head. So.
Well, reach out in the comments if you'd like that information also, and we can get that for you. Okay. Well, let's. So.
You want to start it up?
Yeah, just a sec. Hey, how much the carburetors cost?
They're only $150 each from John Economy Cycle.
Okay. Well, a bargain at twice the price. Yeah, light that sucker off, Charlie.
Hey, let's have it on.
Okay, let's run them. Let's take these out. We're going to ride both bikes. We're going to ride the 77 and we're going to ride the Daytona 400. Here we go. By the way, please like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. It really helps our channel. Thank you. Yeah, by the way, when I was riding it, I had the choke on. And he told me you have to turn the chokes off individually, but I didn't. Boy, that sounds a lot better. Again, this time the choke is off. Yeah, that's much nicer. That's without heads that are coming next week. This bike truly has $11,300 into this bike. $2,600 for the engine rebuild, $1,275 for the pipes, new tires, powder coated frame, paint, seat full restoration on the seat, battery,
rear master cylinder rebuilt, new caliper, new brake line, RK gold chain. It has VM carbs. It's got reeds, new pistons. All the cables are brand new. The turn signals are brand new. The front caliper, the front master cylinder has been rebuilt. The mirrors are new. The forward controls are new. The bolts and nuts are new. And it's truly a brand new bike. It's got $550 rear sets on it.
They rode that thing before you got your hands on it, huh?
Yep.
46,000 miles. That's a lot of miles.
That's a lot of miles.
On an RD400. Think about that, how many times back and forth across the United States it takes to put that kind of miles on an RD400.
Yep.
That's a lot of ripping around the neighborhood, popping wheelies and other types of hooligan action.
Oh, yeah. So right now we have a set of VP heads on order that are going to be coming this next week, and that they're Cerakoted silver, and they're coming up, so I'll be having those next time you see it. We had to custom bin the Kickstarter to clear.
Oh yeah,
clear the rear sets perfectly, so it clears the rear sets. All these little things affect everything else. It doesn't hit the side cover. It doesn't hit the cover. So you got to get those things just right.
The dipstick.
Yep.
Yep.
These are the bigger manifolds that I was talking about on the other bike.
Oh,
You can buy these bigger manifolds, and
So
you don't have to modify
You don't
them.
have to machine the carburetors.
Correct. But you still need to come onto the other side. I'll show you the oil inlet.
Who's the vendor on those?
Cutco.
Oh, you get them from Sudco.
You can get them from John Niconi Cycle. But you have to put an oil inlet.
That has to be machined in. You have to
It's drilled and tapped.
Okay, so you just have to put a little spigot on there.
Yep. Drill and tap it.
Yep. Yeah, no expense spared on this one.
If you see something that's not brand new, point it out, because it's all brand new bike. A lot of
I got one good popper on it where I shifted. I was able, but then I kept trying it and I was scared, man. That's okay. Yeah. Well, let's do that thing. Blow past me, do whatever you do, man.
Here has vape ignition, Millennium pipes, gold painted wheels, Daytona head, VM carbs. It has an O-ring cut, so it's got higher compression. This is a 1977 RD400. Kind of a stock look, but has the performance on it. It has tapered head bearings, bronze bushings, powder coated frame, and this bike also has a lot of time into it. It's a great bike. This is a really fun, fast bike.
Yep, and yeah,
This
it
bike-
rips.
An OW48 tribute bike. I just wanted to have a yellow bike that we could go crazy on the details on this bike. It's got DG heads, Spec 2 pipes, gold wheels, YSS shocks. This bike, every bolt and nut is brand new or plated. I mean, even down to the spring on the rear brake, the master cylinder, everything about this bike is all plated or brand new.
It's gorgeous. It's freaking beautiful.
Well, you want to drag race them? Oh, all right.
This one was parked next to the Daytona, and the Daytona was actually in similar condition and patina to this, maybe even rougher. There was two bikes, I remember that.
And the Daytona was stuck. This one still turns over.
Yes, it does. So
zoom in on these gauges and get a good look at how long this bike sat. This bike has sat since 2000.
yeah, that's freaking crusty.
And I'm thinking that it's set next to a house where the rain just rained on it, like the runoff of a house, or beside of a garage or a barn. But my Daytona sat right next to this, and this is how my bike looked when I got it.
Yep, I remember.
I didn't like these wet roads. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
This is 6 months to build this bike.
Yeah.
And this bike is brand new. It has maybe 6 miles on it.
So it goes from that to that
Here's a previous build.
to that.
This is a RD350 with a 250 paint scheme, drum brake R5 front end because I like drum brakes. It's got factory racing pipes with modern carbon fiber exhaust silencers on it. It's got flat slide carburetors, DG heads. It's ported. And this bike is really fast. It's really light and it's really fast and it stops good, runs good. This is a fast bike.
Last little drag race. I didn't trust that car sitting there.
Yeah, that's
Getting out and, you know, they freaking turned out in front of us. Hey, we got a good drag race shot. I mean, that was an extended drag race.
those are fun bikes, aren't they?
Dude, yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for letting me ride your machines.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. That's
Like I
you
said,
trust me carving it up in the wet coming up Webster Hill
I know.
on your ultra high dollar machines. You
Hey,
know?
thanks for watching. We sure appreciate you taking a look at our channel. You know, a lot more interesting motorcycle content coming up. A lot of vintage bikes, racing, tutorials, builds, you name it. If it's motorcycle related, you'll find it on Krusty Cycle. Thanks for watching.